How many permutations are there of the letters of the word in square? So A. Let's look at that. How many permutations of these letters are there? Well, if we're just permuting these 6 letters, we know that that is 6 factorial, which is 720. But let's think about it in the filling in the gaps way. This time there are 6 letters, so there are 6 spots I have to fill in. I have 6 choices for the first spot and 5 choices for the second spot because I've used 1 already, and 4 choices for the third spot because I've already used 2, and 3 and 2 and 1 choice for the final spot, which is quite clearly 6 factorial. Part B. How many of these start with 2 consecutive vowels? So first of all, I need the pairs of vowels to start with. And how many of them are there? Well, this is not that obvious immediately. Let's have a think. I could have had U and A, or I could have had those the other way around, A and U. Or I could have had U and E, or again the other way around, E and U. Or I could have had A and E, or the other way around, which is E and A. So there are 6 possible ways of me choosing the 2 vowels that are going to start this particular word. And on top of that, I need to permute the other letters. Well, how many ways are there permuting the other letters? There are 4 remaining letters, so that is 4 factorial. The answer here is going to be 6 times 4 factorial, which is equal to 144. But I'm going to use the gaps method again, and I think this is where the gaps method starts to become a lot more powerful. Now, you might have been able to follow this one, but particularly this step here can get a bit tricky if this isn't just pairs. If it was 3 things, there's a lot more choices there. So let's have a think about the gaps method. There are still going to be 6 gaps because we've got 6 letters we need to place. And we're going to start with the constraint, which is we need to use 2 vowels at the front of the word. So how many choices do we have for the first vowel? Well, there's U, A, or E. There are 3 choices for the vowel that goes to the beginning of the word. For the second vowel, there are now going to be 2 choices. We've used one of the vowels, and there are 2 choices left. And the 3 times 2 gives us the 6 that we had here. Now let's think about the rest of the gaps. Well, for the next space, I've used 2 letters by this point, which means there are 4 letters remaining to choose from. And then 3, and then 2, and then 1. This is the 4 factorial that I was getting for the permuting other letters. So I do 3 times 2 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and that will give me 144, the same as it did on the left. Now, as I said in the previous video, I much prefer the method on the right. I think it is much more intuitive and most people are more successful that way. But the way on the left gives you an idea of what's actually going on underneath. You can choose whichever method you want. I'm probably going to focus more and more on the right-hand method as I go through the rest of the videos for this particular topic.